The Aberrant Mind Sorcerer is a really fun modded subclass all about like psychic damage and lots of awesome things like that. To get this mod to work you do have to use Mistra's spells as well, so please bear that in mind. But with that being said, let's go over it, bringing level by level commentary on all the items you could need. So of course we start with the Sorcerer. Now from this we'll gain, if we come to the bottom, Constitution saving throw proficiency, which means this will help us with our concentration based spells, and Charisma saving throw proficiency, Charisma being our spellcasting modifier. Dagger, Quarterstaff, Light Crossbow proficiencies as well. For cantrips we are going to take Shocking Grasp, so we've got a melee based cantrip. This will also means that we'll have advantage on creatures with metal armour, which is really cool. We're going to take Infestation, so summon a swarm of parasites to push the target forward or back and reduce their movement speed by 1.5. Larlock's Minor Drain, extract the target's life force and regain half as many hit points. Nice way of just getting like a little minor boost, especially early levels. And Firebolt. It's Firebolt, 1 to 10 fire damage, you can't go wrong. For main spells here we are going to take the Chaos Bolt, so hurl a chaotic bolt of energy infused with a random damage type. Thunder deals 3 to 22 thunder damage, while all others have a bonus effect and deal 2 to 14 force damage. There's a 12.5% chance to cast another Chaos Bolt for free, which means it's an awesome level 1 spell. And we're going to pair this with Shield, so we've got a nice reactionary based spell to avoid us taking some damage. And that brings us to the Aberrant Mind. So for this, the Mind Flare Tadpole that has wrapped its tendrils around your mind is unnaturally powerful. Will this power shine from you as a hopeful beacon to others, or will it be a source of terror to those who feel the stab of your mind and witness the strange manifestations of your might? So this gives you Sonic spells. You learn additional spells at level 1 when you pick this class, and at levels 3, 5, 7 and 9. Beginning at the 6th level you can cast these spells by expending a spell slot as normal or an equal amount of sorcery points. So for example, if it's a level 4 spell you can use 4 sorcery points to cast this. Elithid Hunger, so when you land a critical hit against a creature, that creature and any nearby enemies must succeed a wisdom saving throw or become frightened. You also gain Mind Sliver as a cantrip, so there's no point taking this when you get to pick it. And Arms of Hadar, prevent the target from using reactions. This is a really cool spell, especially early game. We also gain Dissonant Whispers, frighten a creature, they'll have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls, and they cannot move. For your ability points we're going to have 8 Strength, 14 Dexterity, 16 Constitution, 10 Intelligence, 10 Wisdom, and 16 Charisma. For your proficiencies, take what fits your roleplay. Sorcerer level 2 brings our sorcery points, so essentially you can use these to cast spells like we spoke about, or to do sort of buffs with your spells, which we'll go over. We can also create sorcery points using spell slots, or create spell slots using our sorcery points. We gain one more spell at this point, so we are going to take Magic Missile. Shoot 3 darts, each dealing 2 to 5 force damage. They always hit their target. This is an incredible spell from the first level to the last level. I think this is a must-have. For Meta Magics, we are going to take Distance Spell and Twin Spell. Twin Spell means that we can target one additional creature with our spells, and Distance Spell just adds 50% to our range, or melee spells get a range of 9 meters. Sorcerer level 3 unlocks level 2 spell slots as well as one more sorcery point. We also gain Calm Emotions and Detect Thoughts as spells. For a spell hit, we are going to take Mirror Image, nice way to add a 9 to your AC, really good way to protect yourself from damage or to protect your concentration based spells. And then for Meta Magic we are going to take Quicken Spell. Spells that cost an action cost a bonus action instead, costs 3 sorcery points per spell. Sorcerer level 4 unlocks our first feat. Before that though we have more cantrips and spells to choose, so for this one, Bursting Sinews, so we can explode a corpse causing it to impale those around. This is an awesome spell if you've got enemies grouped together and you know one is dead. Sinalock's Snowball Storm, a flurry of magical snowballs erupts around a 2 meter radius of the targeted point. Really fun spell to use. And then for your feat, we are going to take the ability improvement and we're going to bump our charisma up to 18. Sorcerer level 5 unlocks one of my favourite spells in the game, the Hunger of Hadar. You create a big old black sphere that blinds creatures within. They'll take cold damage at the start of the turn and acid damage at the end of their turn. It's a really fun spell for slowing enemies down, dealing damage, and I used this in Moonrise Towers and it just made such a difference. We also gain Fear as a spell. Now for another spell here we are going to take Fireball because it's Fireball. And that brings us to Sorcerer level 6 with Psionic Sorcery. You may cast spells gained from your Psionic Spells feature by expanding a spell slot as normal, or by spending a number of sorcery points equal to the spell's level. If you use it using sorcery points you can even do it while silenced. and psychic defenses. You gain resistance to psychic damage, and you have advantage against being charmed or frightened, which is super useful. For a spell here, we're going to take Melt's Minute Meteors, conjure 6 flaming meteors that can be thrown at enemies to explode in a 2 meter radius, dealing fire damage. This lasts until long rest and is a concentration based spell. Level 7 unlocks Edvard's Black Tentacles, another one of my favourite spells in the game, and we can summon a Beholderkin until long rest. This is incredible. It has 40 hit points to start with, and it will gain 10 for each spell above 4th level. We also gain Sonic Sorcery, which is a boosted version of our previous ability. For a spell here, to help us with our sort of battlefield control, we are going to take Counterspell, because I think any sorcerer or wizard does need this. Sorcerer level 8 gives us our 2nd feat, as well as our 4th level spell slots. At level 8 we're going to take Tidal Wave, so conjure a wave of water that knocks enemies prone within a 9 meter radius. This pairs really nicely with lightning based spells. For your ability improvement, you probably guessed, but we are going to max our Charisma out at 20. Level 9 unlocks Dominate Person and Telekinesis, as well as Psionic Sorcery 3, again a more boosted version of our previous one. For a spell here we're going to take the Storm Sphere, again pairs very nicely with Tidal Wave. Summon a sphere of energy, of electricity. On each of your turns you can shock an enemy standing within with a bonus action. That's what makes this so awesome. Sorcerer level 10 unlocks our 5th level spell slots. We also gain one more cantrip, and for this one we are going to take the Ray of Frost. For a spell here we're going to take Summon Draconic Spirit. So this will walk around with you like normal, but once you enter combat it will undisguise itself and fight in its draconic form. We also gain another meta magic, so we're going to take Careful Spell. Allies automatically succeed saving throws against spells that require them. Sorcerer level 11 gives Revelation in Flesh. Unleash the aberrant truth hidden within yourself. Gain 1 benefit for each sorcery point spent, and I'll go over this when we leave camp. We gain another spell at this point, so we are going to take Chain Lightning, because I think it's one of the best 6th level spells there is. Not only will you zap an enemy for high damage, but it will dart off to 3 other enemies within 18 meters, also dealing really good damage to them. And the final level, level 12, brings our next feat. Now we gain one more spell, so for this one we are going to take the Cone of Cold. Make a flurry of frost, crisp air, and condensed snow crystals erupt from your hands. An awesome ability if you've got a lot of enemies in front of you. And then for feat here, we are going to come down and take Dual Wielder. This means we can dual wield 2 staffs. Really awesome. And we gain +1 bonus to armor class while wielding a melee weapon in each hand. Okay, for our equipment we're going to start with Birthright. This will give us Charisma +2 up to 22. You could also take, something that gives you Arcane Acuity, whatever you fancy. I think since Charisma is our spellcaster modifier, this is worth it. We're going to take the Flesh Melter Cloaks. If we take melee damage, someone will take 1 to 4 acid damage. The Space Hunter Boots for use of Dimension Door, really useful to get around the battlefield. The Robot the Weave, a +1 bonus to spell save DC and spell attack rolls. Whenever we succeed a saving throw, we'll regain 1 to 6 hit points, and armor class +2. We're going to take the Braces of Defense. You gain a +2 bonus to armor class as long as you're not wearing armor or holding a shield. The Crypt Lord Ring, so you can create some undead if you want, some undead servants. The Shifting Corpus Ring gives us invisibility and blur, really useful in and out of combat. The Necklace of Elemental Augmentation, so one of your cantrips deals acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder damage. We add our spellcasting modifier to the damage dealt. And thanks to Dual Wielder, we will be using Marker Share and the Staff of Spell Power for 2 uses of Arcane Battery, meaning we have 2 free spell slots. We also gain a +1 bonus to spell save DC and spell attack rolls, and we get that on both of them. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to use those Arcane batteries. So, turn on our Arcane Battery for Marker Share, and we want to find our summons. So, Summon Draconic Spirit, we're going to grab this, and you can see you can pick any sort of dragon you want. So let's take a green dragon for the poison. We'll upcast it to 6th level. And there you go, we have a nice big dragon. Then we are going to use our other Arcane Battery. As you see here, we've got another free spell slot, and we want to summon our Beholderkin. Summon Beholderkin, and we might as well do this at the highest level too. And as you can see, we now have 2 huge summons. So that is the build and the prep. Let's go find some combat and check it out. Okay, as you just saw, we just made sure our dragon is disguised. This is really important because the dragon will get stuck on things. Okay, as you can see, we're in the combat and our dragon has undisguised itself. So we are kind of low down the turn order, which you'd expect with such low decks, but the power output is worth it. You'll see our dragon gets a nice opportunity attack and does a solid 17 damage. Okay, so one of the good things about the dragon is the breath, so let's do our poison breath. And we'll kind of do it in this direction. We're going to get a tiny bit of friendly fire, but that's okay. And there you go, you'll see a lot of people got poisoned, but there is now this awesome poison cloud here. The dragon can also do multi-attacks, it can, do a rend, all sorts. To make some space, just for the demonstration, we are going to dismiss it, but you get the idea. Okay, now it's our spellcaster's turn. So, we're going to set this up, and we're going to do a massive tidal wave as our first spell. But to do this, we are going to turn on our quicken spell. This means we can do a spell as a bonus action, and then follow up with another spell after. So if we find tidal wave, and we'll just do it at a very simple level 3, and we're just going to do this here. And you can see we've got lots of people wet, lots of prone people, so there will be a lot of friendly fire. Our Beholder King gets a nice reactionary attack as well. Now our Beholder has some really good attacks too, so we can do an eye ray. So if we were to zap, we'll do the guy down here. And we'll target this one, and we'll target this one. And there you go, some really good psychic damage coming out. We can also make it fly, so we can send it up here if we want to. And there we go. Now you see a lot of the enemies have the wet status effect, meaning we can come in here, we can use another sorcery point to get an early attack, and we can do something such as Storm Sphere. So if we were to take this, we'll do it at level 4, and we'll just plop it here. And now this is going to start zapping enemies, and because we still have our main action available, if we really wanted to, we could come in here. We know we've got the poison in front, so we could do a Hunger of Adar. Oh, not Hunger of Adar, sorry, we could do a Chain Lightning. And we can throw this on this wet enemy up here. And you can see the huge amount of damage we just caused. So you compare Tidal Wave with a lightning-based spell for some mass damage. We are still a Psychic Sorcerer though, so if we were to come in here, and we do our Telekinesis. Now this will break concentration, that's okay. We can pick up enemies and we can literally just throw them around. So we can throw it down here, for example. We can throw them down here. Lots of really cool abilities. So if we were to just pick them up, and there you go, throw him over there, you'll see we're still concentrating on the telekinesis. Which means if we were to reapply it, you can see we can just literally pick people up and throw them to their death with our telekinetic powers. It's an awesome mod, you can just annihilate the battlefield. You'll see we annihilated all the enemies here with 2 spells, a Tidal Wave and then a Lightning Bolt, or Chain Lightning I should say, and we just picked an enemy up and we threw them into the river. So this is an awesome spell. Mistress spells make it really powerful too. We didn't even go over half the abilities. You know, we've got a Storm Sphere we really didn't get to use. There's the whole Snowball Storm, like we just throw this down over here. You see you've got all this, like there's so many awesome things you can do with this. So I hope you have enjoyed this build guide to the Aberrant Mind. If you have, please drop the episode a like, it helps me tremendously. If you're not already, please subscribe to the channel for more. I've got more guides to Baldur's Gate, to Dragon Age, to Path of Exile, Oblivion, Expedition 33, Elden Ring, basically all the amazing RPGs you could ever need. And hopefully, I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.